Only thing you have to be is make aware. Because our knowledge is limited to what we know. And other than what we don't know is where our intuition guides us. And these records guide us, our masters guide us. So keeping that in mind, as I also mentioned about something which is a boomerang. You send a boomerang, it comes back to you. This boomerang, which is a karmic boomerang, comes back to you when you are in a different body. And you don't know that you sent out that boomerang, it has hit you because of that. So there are basically, I follow 3 simple steps. Sanchitta is anything which we have done in a past life. So there are 3 types of karma. There are 4, which I will share with you the name of the 4th. So there is Sanchitta. Sanchitta is a past karma, what we have done in past lives. And even according to me, even yesterday, what we did was Sanchitta. So that is Sanchitta, which it may be. So karma is not all negative. Please be aware of that. So wherever, as they say, paap ka gada bar jata hai, there is this dialogue in a lot of movies you hear that paap ka gada bar gaya, which means that when the balance goes beyond gets more negative and less positive, that is where you start facing the karmic cycles. There are people who have gone through karmic cycles for years together. And what can help you come out of that karmic cycle is very simple. You just have to be flexible and accept what lessons are coming your way. Because rigidity is the only thing which can make you get into these kind of vanity situations. A lot of people use this word in India. I will say that in English also. Vinash kale viparit buddhi. Which means when the time is bad, so you start speaking all rubbish. In the sense, you start talking something which basically makes you more, rather makes you go through those life cycle issues. And like in my case, we have basically, if you look at it, I also have faced a lot of ancestral issues. When I was maybe 10, 20, 15, 20 years old, as a family, we had properties of worth 10 crore rupees. Now, due to certain ancestral and even karmic imbalances, we literally lost everything. Literally lost everything. Due to some legal issues, due to some internal feuds and things like that. Now, there was a situation where I will keep crying, saying that, oh, I had so much. I would not need to work if I had so much. So that was one situation where I would sit and just cry about that. The second was that I started living in the moment, accepted what happened, maybe as my karma, and started living in the moment. And that helped me. So, very important, prarabdha. What are you doing currently? Your sanchitta may be pulling you, but what am I doing in the current situation? Am I crying about that? Am I overthinking my past issues? Am I overthinking? Am I cursing my ancestors? Hey, what did you do? Because of you, I am facing this. Whatever it is, you are in this lineage for some reason. So accept yourself as you are right now. It doesn't make any sense saying that I will not accept what I am. Because that is something, that is where it is rigid. You become rigid and you just stop listening to yourself. You stop listening to reasoning. You stop taking actions. And then after 1 or 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you will end up, oh, I've got nothing. Thanks to my ancestors, thanks to my XYZ. Forget about everything else. You are the one who is stalling. So first, accept the responsibility. What steps you take right now is what will make your future. The past is already done. You can't change a past. And thanks to that, in fact, my brother also didn't have a home in his name. My sister-in-law had a home where they were staying. It went to that extent. But somewhere, due to this living in the moment, I believe we were able to cut the cord. And then when I bought a home, I shifted there. We had a tough time, terrible time. I can't even tell you that. Terrible time in terms of the hardships which we went through. But we lived each day smiling, saying that, okay, one day we have gone now with peace and ease and joy. So we started living more peacefully, more. And with that, over a period of time, we have now got a second house by the grace of God. So idea is that don't get confused by too many versions of what people tell you. Because someone told me that you will die in that home, in this first home. You will have no business. That you cannot do business. I am in business. So idea is listen to people. Don't limit yourself on the basis of what is being told to you. So your prarabdha is what you are doing currently. What am I doing? Am I overthinking? That will stall my time. And just sometimes that stalling is also important because as you take any action which is with blind rage or anger, you will take some wrong step. So a lot of people then in blind rage, they will either take some, one is revenge, second is harming yourself, third is basically, damaging someone, something else, which will only give you bad karma. So it's okay. Whatever has happened to you has happened to you. So accept that. So prarabdha will help you in accepting or acting in the moment. Don't live in the past or the future. And the symbol which I had spoken about, that gives you a very good awareness and a visualization where your past and future are released from that issue which we sort out when we are doing a reading for you. So that helps you in being in the moment, accepting yourself, and moving forward. So as far as your moving forward is concerned, you can, if you're going to say Delhi, right? So you will have awareness like I'm going to Delhi or I'm going to any city particularly. So you will see only, your road will only show you the first 100 meters. It will not show you Delhi, right? So Delhi is a vision. Your 100 meters, every 100 meters you have to go through with your awareness. So first of all, have faith in yourself. What will happen? Agami. Agami is future karma. So whatever is collected as sanchitta and prarabdha, there is also some people use, for example, in this life, for example, whatever is my age, 55, 56. So up to date, in this lifetime, whatever I have done is kriyamana. That is basically giving further idea about my current lifetime. That whatever I have done in this lifetime is kriyamana. But I still treat it as sanchittas for more clarity purpose. Gives me more clarity. So sanchitta, prarabdha and agami. Whatever you have collected from sanchitta is basically showing up in your agami. And whatever is forwarded from agami prarabdha will go into agami. So sanchitta and agami will become prarabdha. Prarabdha cannot become sanchitta and prarabdha. Agami cannot become sanchitta and prarabdha. These are the three names. Just be very clear about these three names. Now, there are various faiths. I will not get into the faith part of it. There are certain faiths who don't believe in afterlife and things like that. So there is no, I am not at all having any wrong thoughts towards them or something like that. This is purely a perspective which I am presenting, which we follow in the Eastern belief system, particularly. So, one is the Sanchitta, Prarabdha, Agami. These are the three karmic cycles which we go through. Now, what we had done in a past life, we will not know what hit us. In fact, sometimes in this lifetime also, in fact, I was just speaking to someone yesterday that even if someone who has done wrong will always give you a reason why they did wrong. For example, anybody who has killed a person will give you a reason saying that he was doing this to me, which is why I did that. So there is no person, I'm not saying no person, there are hardly any people who will actually accept that they have done wrong unless that inner consciousness comes to them. So karma system works on only if you accept it. That's a wrong phenomenon or a myth which is there. If you've done something wrong, it is collected as a wrong. If you justify that, that's your problem. So it will not go. So a lot of people say, if I don't accept it, not my karma. So that's your free choice or a free will. But your karmic show, this thing will show. Now, the beautiful aspect of this is, one is that Akashic records. Another thing which I am talking about right now is the Earth Star Chakra. The Earth Star Chakra is just below our feet. So we are actually carrying the universe around us. Earth Star Chakra just below our feet is an Earth Star Chakra. And this is where our whole lifetime's information is present. Now, how does this come there? It is basically, we talk about Earth Star Chakra when we are on Earth. If this is another galaxy, then the name will be different. But the star chakra is common everywhere. Right? So, Earth Star Chakra, when we are on Earth, it shows up in our, like, just below our feet. So, it carries all our blueprint, our karmic blueprints and other things. I will just take you how Earth Star Chakra is, like, how we, this life cycle, how a child birth is there. So, when a child is, yeah, Shifa.
Deepak, I'm so sorry. Before you start this really interesting concept, there are a couple of questions about karma.
Yeah,
Can we cover that first, please?
yeah, please,
And
please,
I will
please.
definitely remind you what you were
Yeah.
starting about. So, please asking Deepak ji that uh, our karma doesn't it reduce with age? And how about praying? Does praying reduce the effect of karmas?
Very good question. With age, maybe not, but with the steps which you take with that age. So, are we changing the way we think with an awareness? So, for example, if I'm like in one of my lifetimes, I was an emperor, and I was so crafty, so cunning. In fact, I saw myself in that lifetime, and I was shivering that time when I did my own reading. I was shivering. I had so much of cunning, wiliness. I don't know. I can't even give you an example. So there are people who, yeah, I would have loved to be. So basically, I was used to being powerful. I was used to being egotistic. But when I came into this lifetime, I have come with a very clear objective, which is what I know now, is that I will not carry forward any karma. So whenever I would do anything wrong, immediately that would show in front of me as a bad karma or a karmic instant karma, as they say. So what are the steps which we are taking? Are we still doing bad? Are we still doing atrocities on people? Are we still living in grief? Jealousy? Are we still, it's something like if 1 rupee is getting saved, if I'm even hurting someone, it's okay. My money is more important. So these are the types of questions. So not with age, with realization and awareness, you can release karma. Now, how do we go about it? Is I'll give you a small story about a bird, which I generally quote during this time. So there was a bird who was staying in a desert, wilted feathers, very tattered situation, very very sorry, pitiful state of affairs. And she used to live in like hey God, please take me away, please take me away. I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to live anymore. She would still get into the grief and she would still keep complaining and blah blah and so on and so forth. She had killed everybody in her family. That was a different thing, just because of her greed. But now she was alone and she was into that situation. So there was an angel going by. Angel asked her, what is it that you want? Just ask God. The bird said that how many more uh, karmas I have to go through. I have lived such a long life. I'm not even dying, and I'm I'm alone. Don't have water. I don't have anything. So I literally have nearly gone half blind or thing like that. So the angel goes to the Almighty, and Almighty says that she still has to take care of 7 years of karma. Now, 7 years, the bird itself is already very old. How come she will survive for 7 years is the question. Anyway, the angel with unconditional love, he comes and tells the bird, you do one thing from today onwards. If you're getting any good news or anything good is happening to you, just say thank you, God, for the good thing which you have done to me. If you have any bad examples, something bad happened to you, you got injured or something, thank you, God. I got a karmic lesson for myself. So I'm learning every day, becoming better. So that way, you at least do this for some time and then you see the change. After 15 days, The angel was passing from that place again. He didn't see her in that place where she was. He thought maybe, whatever, she passed away or something like that. So then just half a kilometer from that place was an oasis in the desert. So he goes there. She is very happy. She is dancing, singing songs, dancing, pruning her feathers in water, and she's got everything around her, food, water, everything. So the step which she took, she said, "Thank you. Please thank God from my aspect also." So angel was super surprised. Well, how come this happened in 15 days? So God explained him the steps which you take. Now she was living in awareness and in gratitude all the time and not complaining at all. So 7 years of karma got cleared in 7 days. That is the power of your steps. Prayer, all these things help you. Oh, what do prayer do? They make you more humble, right? When you pray, you become more humble. So that is a good step to move forward. But only thing, it's something like for 5 minutes you pray and after that you keep, another small example I would like to say. There was a girl who came to me saying that my boyfriend is not, is ditching me and things like that, or rather whatever. So I told her that you send pink light to him. Every day, for 1 minute, you send pink light and keep flowing that. So she came back to me after 5 days saying that he's completely cut me off, totally. I said, not possible. Pink light. So she said that I'm doing pink light. And I said that after 1 minute of pink light, what are you? I'm abusing him. I'm giving him all the wrong, I'm abusing him. I'm giving him bad words. I'm giving him, bad wishes, things like that. So I said, fantastic. So, so if you are not living in that unconditional love, then how can you expect a person to change? Because 1 minute of unconditional love and rest 24 hours, 23 hours, 59 minutes of total abuse, how do you think that person will come to you? So this is how we have to live that. We don't have to do it for the sake of, chalo, Pandit ji kar rahe, to something you do. If your priest is telling you do something, okay. Do it with your heart. A lot of people call me during Pitru, these Halloween and Pitru Shantis and in those times. I tell them, whatever you do, do with your heart. Don't do it out of fear. With your heart, send unconditional love to your ancestors, and they will be happy. Nobody gives you a curse unnecessarily. So please remove the fear element from you, and life will be easier for you to go through. Now, I was basically talking about the life cycle. So life cycle wise, if you look at life cycle, how I told you about the Earth Star Chakra, which is just below your feet. Now, it's like a plug. You have, like I have a laptop, it is connected to a switch port. Like that plug basically connects you to that being, the body is just a vessel. The being is connected through that Earth Star Chakra in terms of the information which is basically coming to your, through you. So if you know, the Earth Star Chakra is connected to you when you are after birth, it is connected to you. If you know, during the first 1-2 months, the child, in Hindi, Sindhi, we call it Vyai, means the child has visions of the past life during his first formative years, 1 to 3 months. And then the current lifetime takes over and gets written over on the past life thing. Like, for example, he'll start crying, he'll start smiling for no reason, or whatever, it happens during the first 1 or 2 to 3 months. This is mustly aware. So that is how a child, it's something like the hard disk of that previous lifetime is overwritten by this lifetime's hard disk, which means you then start recognizing your mother, father, my relatives, XYZ. Now, at the end of, God forbid, but whenever a person passes away, the first thing to detach will be the Earth Star Chakra. The Earth Star Chakra gets detached from you. So if you note about it, a person who is about to pass away, or rather on the verge of death, you will find that his or her feet will get cold first. That is basically, once the Earth Star Chakra is released even up to 2-3 hours of his death. So after that, within 2-3 hours, 3-4 hours, the person passes away, his soul passes on. So first, the Earth Star Chakra is detached from you, from the person. If you see, a lot of traditions and cultures follow that when they see the feet are cold for anybody like this, they start rubbing so that they give warmth to the feet. That is the principle, because our our elders, our ancestors were aware of this particular aspect. And then slowly, the last thing to get cold is the crown. So that is how the body or the soul goes out. Now, the second aspect is that after doing this, after getting out from this body, the body remains for some days around that place. In fact, when I had done the last rites of my aunt, her spirit was along with me, coming to where, after 10 days, we have a certain thing where we give the bones into a pure water or something like that, where we kind of surrender these ashes to the ocean or water or some, depending on the culture. So she was along with me till that time, till the time the Panditji did not do the puja, and after that she went away. So up to certain days it is with. Now there are counterclaims, counterclaims. I don't want to get into that, but this is the basic situation. And after that, there is a 1.5, 2 years, depending on. So it's something like soul goes on a spa break, or like a vacation for 1.5, 2 years, where they just enjoy life. And the karmic board members, at the end of this vacation, when they come back to their lifetime, they share with you the blueprint. Now, it is not something, so it's like a bank. So if you have taken money from a bank, they will send you an outstanding statement. So this is like that outstanding statement which is given to you. But you're not told that you have to clear 100%. It's not ICICI Bank or something like that where they'll tell you, no, you have to pay everything in this lifetime. It will be your choice. For example, if I have taken 100 rupees, I will say I will clear only 10 rupees or 20 rupees or 90 rupees or whatever. In my case, maybe I have said that I will clear 100%, and whatever I create in this lifetime also will get cleared. So it all depends upon your choices. So whatever is your, in that case, it is the Sanchitta, which is given to you. That this is your Sanchitta. Then according to that, even your Prarabdha is decided, where you decide what you have to do. So even your choices in this lifetime, your parents, everybody, mostly you decide and you come to that family. So what I'm trying to say is that you select this lifetime, you select this life. This is your higher being which is selecting this lifetime. If you're not, maybe somewhere you get dark saying that what is this happening to me and things like that. So just take a moment. In that moment, just think about it, that you have decided this lifetime. Nobody else has given it to you. We blame poor God, we blame everybody else, but don't blame ourselves. So don't blame anybody, just accept it as being a part of you. That will help you too. So this is how the life cycle generally works. And this is how you are born and die and come back again. So it is you and only you who is deciding, nobody else. So the moment you start accepting, saying that whatever I'm going through is my karma, you will see that that victimhood, that feeling of being detached. A lot of people say that maybe I'm coming from some other galaxy. A lot of people even have split souls. I have a split soul. Now, the split soul is something which is a very different thing. I will not get into the details here. But what I'm trying to say, you as a being, the way you are complete. So don't, a lot of people say that I'm waiting for my twin soul, twin flame. I'm waiting for my soulmate. So till that time, don't wait. Keep doing your task day-to-day basis. Don't wait that, oh, only when my twin flame comes, my soulmate comes, I will be able to achieve all my things. No. That is something which is, you're just stalling for time, probably because of reasons best known to you only. I know about two things. One is you're the creator. Do your best. Second, my feeling is I am nothing. Where the outcome is concerned, I am not aware of the outcome. I don't know my highest good. For example, I'll just tell you, when I was buying a home, I said that I will sell that home and I'll buy another bigger home, right? So that was my thinking. But what God had it in his in there, whatever God had or whatever my karma was, I actually bought a second house, keeping the first house. So that plan did not occur to me. But I was surrendered, saying that whatever happens, I will accept. And the way I told even I have a Durga Ma ka photograph. I said that I will try to take such a home where you will have a separate home, separate room. My wife said that, do you think it is possible in today's time? We are living in boxes, matchboxes as a home. How do you think it will be possible? But I may share it one of these days that I have a particular small enclosure, which is known as a mandir or a temple. So that is there separately. Now, this home was made in 2014-15, which I took over from Akashic. So I was not aware of this, but I had put it as a wish. It all came true. So my effort was there. My surrendering was to the outcome. So do your best and surrender the outcome to the Almighty. Do not do it in majburi or in despair, saying that, oh, I am just surrendering in despair, and then have a grouchy face. Oh, God is not helping me. Do your best. Keep your better energies around you. Now, I'll just talk about any questions around this. This is a very interesting topic, and I would like you to.
Extremely interesting, Deepakji. In fact, I can see some questions on the group and people on video. We just enchanted, and these are some really wonderful details, Deepak.
Yeah.
So I'll come back to the two questions that are there,
Yeah.
and they are related to what you mentioned and going back to karma. So Mani Megalai has asked that if we see people in a family, siblings and family members are suffering, they are not leading a peaceful life. Is this due to karma?
Well, I would say yes. I would say to a major
Hmm.
extent, yes. It could be ancestral also, depending on.
Hmm.
So every family, generally, if you look at history, had a black sheep person. So now the problem is that when we were in a joint family, black sheep would do fine. They will
Mm-hmm.
just, there are 10 children in the family, so one or two will be like that. But today we are nuclear families oriented. So everybody has to perform. So this is why a lot of stress, anxiety, fatigue. So these are all karmic imbalances which are coming up. And so people who are used to relaxing also have to work. So that gives them stress. They are not supposed to be doing work, but they are doing work, which is why you see a lot of mental disorders, a lot of issues like health issues have just cropped up out of the blue because people who are not supposed to work are working. So definitely it is karmic for sure. For
Hmm.
sure, it is karmic or ancestral. Could be one of these two. The third
Absolutely.
is probably one is the third could be that maybe they are just building up some karma in this lifetime, probably. So, so prarabdha is what maybe they are creating for themselves. For example, it's something like I have to become an engineer, so I will do BTech. Now, if I will say that I will not do BTech, I'll just take I will just relax myself. So still, I want to become engineer. So that is not possible. So that will happen for 2 3 years, 5 years. After 5 years, if I'm not doing anything, then I'm in stress, anxiety, and I'm in trouble. So I expect that people will help me. So that is something which is very wrong. In fact, I did tell one or two. One boy was there who was working in a company like this Jet Airways. He was working with. So he didn't work for 4 years, 3 4 years, and he came to me for a reading. And after that, within 2 months, he got a job in Air India. Now, it seems he joined at a company where maybe at a level which was not very good for him. So he started complaining, saying that I have joined this, but I am not happy with this thing and that thing. So I said, just at least 4 years you are without a job. You've got a job. Be thankful for that. Accept it gratitudely. But he wanted to create, saying that, no, I'm not very happy. So he started arguing with the boss. Ultimately, the boss gave him a month's notice and told him to go. I said, this is what you have called for it. So karma is created also. You're creating that karma, right? If I keep telling Shilpa, who's my boss, saying that, oh, I'm not coming daily, I'm coming daily with a grouchy face, I'm not very happy, and my energies are very sapped because I don't accept what I'm getting. So that way, he created karma. The boss told him to go. He came to me again. I gave him some healings again. Then he joined Akasa, which touchwood last 1.5 years. He's with them. So, so there also he wanted to remain and go to Bangalore. So I told him, boss, somewhere you need to think about. So this is my see. I will not blame that boy, because 4 years if he is not working, then he's not used to working, and plus he's got some ego because working in a particular position. Now I'll take a lower position. How can I do this and do that? This is your status. This is your beliefs which are blocking you. Somewhere you need to embrace whatever you're getting, and then you can take a step forward once you are stabilized. Or maybe see Jet Airways, when it closed down, poor thing, he didn't have any option but to leave. So I will not say that he was wrong there, but after that, definitely, and once you are not used to working, everybody's providing to you. I'm sorry, but this is how it happens, that you will start getting used to that not working and getting provided for. That is something which also happens again due to karma. So, because a lot of people work for the sake of showing to their bosses, to their father, mother, or to the world, saying that I'm working. But their interest may not be there in working. So that is also karmic, ultimately. So to that answer, what that lady asked, so 100%, if we are creating these kind of messes for ourselves, we are the ones who are the creators. So accept your responsibility, that karmic, you are creating the karma. Nobody else is putting it onto you.
It's wonderful, Deepak. In fact, there are a couple of questions which is leading to this, but they were asked much earlier. And this is such an interesting discussion, Deepak. I want to tell everybody and Deepak how we will lead this to Akashic Records and how we can empower ourselves with this knowledge. So this is such a detailed discussion about karma. What do we do with this information and how we can lead better lives and help others? I will definitely want all of us to know that. But before that, you were speaking about creating karma, building karma. So Monica has asked a great question, which I'm sure all of us can relate to. She's asking, how do we know that the suffering we are going through is just because of our karmas? Or that person who is inflicting suffering on us is actually creating new karmas for himself? And to balance that karma, we have to take birth again. So, as to how to clarify whether we are creating new karmas or actually balancing our old karmas.
Well, it's a very good question, no doubt about that. And believe me, one thing that I think I did mention yesterday about this particular aspect, saying that I can decide how I will not be toxic. I cannot change other person's toxicity. At least you be clear from the toxicity which that person is throwing towards you and making you toxic. I'll give you an example. I will not get into further detail, but I was affected by black magic in this lifetime, which I have time and again informed about this thing which had happened. Now, that black magic was done to me by someone. Now, if I carry a toxicity towards that person, I forgave that person and I had started getting good relations. In fact, the best point was that once I started sending pink light and unconditional love, over a period of time, it took 2-3 years for that person to change their energies towards me. But those changed. In fact, when I was grappling through some stomach issues in the last 3-4 months, that person gave me the awareness about something which I was not looking at. So, idea is from destructor to savior. This is a journey which I have done with my person, with whom I had done something bad in that person's lifetime. which is why that person did wrong. So changing the energies, as I said about that girl, if I'm giving wrong energies to that person, that energy will also help me wrong. So at least I have detached myself and I'm sending pink unconditional love. I would rather send peace to that person rather than send any wrong energies. So in this case, the person who is putting that torment onto you, it's a toxic relationship probably. It could be due to some oath or vow or something. So maybe a soul purpose, or sorry, not a soul, maybe a soul contract. There are many such toxic relationships where a person is taking advantage of the girl, but still the girl wants to go, or the girl is taking advantage from the boy still wants to go within that relationship. That's all toxic. So you can't, at least from your side, don't do anything wrong. So that is your resolve that you will not get into. If someone is even triggering you to do something wrong, you are not doing something wrong. You are doing what is good in good karmic. So changing your, rather getting triggered by someone else and doing wrong and then blaming that other person is not right. That person is maybe triggering you with a reason, maybe it's a toxic arrangement or a toxic relationship. So you are responsible for your actions. So note that you cannot be responsible for someone else. I'm sorry. I'm also very clear in terms of one thing, that I'm a very relationship buff. But when it becomes too toxic, it is better to part ways. I'm saying that's the worst. This is also somewhere karmic. But there is another way. Don't need to part. Just see the toxicity in that relationship. Get a package A done. Get an Akashic reading done. See where the toxicity is coming from. Clear that. Maybe it's your oath, or maybe that, some curse which you are carrying, which is giving you this. Because one boy who had come to me, he basically told me this, his wife is very, brutal towards him. And this happened in 2 of his relationships. So I said that it's a karmic and ancestral both. So when we did a reading, he got married a 3rd time. And last 2 years, he's living peacefully with that lady. Otherwise, every 3 months, 6 months, they will have some issues. So the second way out is, one is you detach from that relationship, or you find answers, get your healing done, and move forward with confidence in the same relationships. As in my case also, if you see, that person who damaged me actually now helped me during this particular issue. So changing perspectives is easy comparatively, but changing a person's mindset may be a bit tough, but you do your best and surrender the outcome to the Almighty. This is my suggestion and awareness.